What is up, guys? Streaming for the first time ever on my Zelda and Metroid channel. I used to stream on Twitch often, all the time, but I gave that up a while ago. But yeah, I want to start playing Metroid and Zelda quite a bit here. I went the safe route and thought I'd just do Tears of the Kingdom for my first stream, and I'm going to do a 3-heart challenge. So I think this is going to be really hard. I know you have to get 4 hearts like right at the beginning, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get that heart and then like immediately go trade it in at that like demon statue thing. So, seeing that this is my first time streaming on the channel, welcome in. Let me know how the audio is. Let me know how the game sounds and all that.
The strange gloom keeps getting thicker.
What you guys think of Tears of the Kingdom? Did it meet your expectations? Were you happy with it?
We've been descending for a while now. These tunnels are deeper than I thought. What could be down here?
I will never forget when this game first came out. Like, I got it at the midnight release for GameStop. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. But I also want to know what other Zelda games I should be playing. I also want to go through all the Zelda games I've never gone through. One of those is Four Swords Adventures. I played like a very little bit of it, and then I was like, oh, I want to stream this. So I went through a little bit of it, and it's like all the like little homages to like Link to the Past and stuff. Oh, it's so good.
After coming into contact with the gloom drifting through these caverns. Though here it seems almost misty and not concentrated enough to harm us.
Full Metal Mikey says not perfect but better. So you liked Tears of the Kingdom more than Breath of the Wild?
From beneath Hyrule Castle.
I don't know if I didn't, to be honest. Like, I understand the game offers more, but I just feel like at the time Breath of the Wild was more mind-blowing to me, you know?
With you, Link. Let's go solve this mystery.
The depths were cool. I think the depths were cool. I get they're a little bit samey. That was like a lot of people's big complaint. But, I don't know, I enjoyed it. I think everybody remembers the first time they descended into the depths. Oh my gosh, that was fun. Come on, Zelda, catch up. Scutless says, Four Swords Adventures is amazing. While it's meant for multiplayer, I love the single-player playthrough. Very, very recommended. Yeah, I was like giddy having so much fun playing it. So I think after this, unless people request other games, I think I'll probably go through that one first. A2D2, what's up? Welcome in the chat. Good to see you. How you doing, A2? A2, I've never asked you because I know you're a big Zelda and Metroid fan as well. What is your favorite Zelda game, A2? I'm very curious. And I'll be trying to read chat as much as possible. I honestly don't even know if I have like super chats like set up on this channel. So I think I'm just gonna try to read like them all if possible. Canman, thanks for being in here. Scutless, good to see all of you. I'm also very excited for Echoes of Wisdom. Nintendo just dropped, like, a trailer yesterday. It's like 4 minutes of brand new footage. And they told us a lot. I'm really excited about that game. Little Zelda riding on her tiny little horse is amazing. So, yeah, that'll be exciting. Before Echoes of Wisdom releases, I also want to go through Link's Awakening and a live stream. Just in case anybody hasn't played Link's Awakening, doesn't own it, and wants to see it, because I feel like that's kind of indirectly a prequel, or at least a setup for Echoes of Wisdom. Oh my goodness, that's such a tough decision, says A2. Yeah, like favorite Zelda game. Anybody in the chat, I'd love for you guys to chime in. What is your favorite Zelda game? That's a tough question for me too, and I don't think there's like a wrong answer. There's so many good ones. Well, if you say like Zelda CDI, then like that is a wrong answer. Objectively, that's a horrible answer. But for me, like, it'd have to be Ocarina or Link to the Past. Link to the Past probably has the most nostalgia attached to it. But Ocarina is just so good, man. It's so good. Yeah, I knew it. I knew somebody was going to do it. Full Metal Mikey, CDI Zelda. No. Not allowed. Anything but that. Canman says Link to the Past. Yes, Link to the Past is just peak 2D Zelda. I hope at some point, I've mentioned that a few times on the channel already. I hope that gets like a remaster the way Link's Awakening did.
It was a conflict between allied tribes and someone only ever referred to as the Demon King.
A2 says, it's not my favorite, but A Link Between Worlds. You know, I'm pretty familiar with A Link Between Worlds. I didn't have many handheld devices growing up. I was mostly a console player. So I went through Minish Cap about a month ago for the first time. I loved Minish Cap. It took me a little while to warm up to it. But my goal is within the next like 4 or 5 months is to finish every game I haven't done, every Zelda game, and A Link Between Worlds is one of the few.
That the Zonai descended from the heavens.
What's up, Mare? Good to see you. I'm doing very well. I'm excited yet nervous to be streaming on this channel for the first time, but
the first of Hyrule's royal family.
It's growing fast. This channel's doing well, and so I want to start streaming over here regularly and kind of build a relationship with some of my audience here.
Murals tell a similar story, and if they are accurate, then the gods mentioned were the Zonai.
Twilight Princess isn't my favorite, but dang, it's a good one. Yeah, Twilight Princess has grown on me so much. I think I was just like... I think I was an old man yelling at the sky when I first played Twilight Princess. Like... I just didn't like some of the changes they had. Like, first of all, I was like, wait, Link's in love with someone who isn't Zelda? What the heck is up with this? But there are a bunch of different versions of Link, so I mean, like, eventually I got over that. But, like, when I first went through it, it wasn't, like, the same traditional Zelda I was used to. But I love it now. I really do.
If the creature depicted here really does represent the Demon King...
Midna's probably the best companion of any Zelda game, I would say. Skyward Sword's story is so good. Yeah, Skyward Sword is so good. That one I don't get the hate. The controls are weird. I get that.
Must be the Great War recorded in the royal history.
Full Metal Mikey, he wasn't in love with her. Yes and no. Yes and no.
And the events that led up to it.
The non-canon manga makes it look like he is. But I wouldn't have a problem with it if it was, because again, she looked like a sprite, but she was a grown woman, like, you know. So, I mean, once she grew up, she was obviously spicy looking, and Link was appealed by that, apparently. I liked him. I liked Ilia. I thought they were gonna do a Wind Waker thing where Ilia was actually Zelda and Twilight Princess. And then when Ilia ended up not being Zelda, I was like, what?
Maybe we'll find more answers farther ahead.
I was actually reading somewhere that the developers originally wanted that. That was the original plan, was to have Ilia eventually be Zelda, but during development, they decided to change that at some point. Full Metal Mikey, wait, you're talking about Midna? I'm jumping all over the place between Ilia, Midna, and all that stuff. Alright, let's go. Yeah, now you're talking about Mifa. Now you're getting me all confused, Mikey, with all these ladies in the Zelda games. Link, get off the wall. Come on, Zelda. Dude, this is such an intense way to start the game. The music and everything is so good. This opening is like one of the all-time great openings for a Zelda game. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry, Zelda. I'm all rude. Come on, let's do it. Oh, I just walked down. Okay. There actually aren't that many Links who are explicitly in love with Zelda. I want to just say the Links in Zelda 2, Skyward Sword, Oracle of, and maybe Breath of the Wild blatantly with Zelda. Yeah, a lot of them are just left up to interpretation. Just hinted at. Although, like, Skyward Sword is pretty on the nose about it. Like, they're clearly into each other in Skyward Sword. Yeah, and the manga Link in true form Midna, actually, yeah, exactly. I was trying not to just throw out the spoilers just flat out, but the manga has been out for a while. But Nintendo, I believe, did state it's like, it's not canon. So, if you like shipping Link and Midna, you know, you got that, but it's not canon, I don't believe. Mikey, nah, that was me, not Link. Mikey really likes Midna. A lot of people really like Midna.
Was that the sword that seals the darkness? A blade that shatters so easily against my power cannot save you from me.
Yeah, A2. There's some good emotional moments. For sure. For sure.
You carries that fragile sword. A link.
I have some things I love and some things I really can't stand about this story, but it's definitely got some gems in it.
And that was all you could do.
How do you know our names?
Alright, calm down, Mikey. Calm down. Settle down there, soldier. I try to get a little bit quiet during the cutscenes because they're always fun to watch. Take it all in. With his messed up ARB too. What a Chad. Thank you to everybody who's in here. While we got some time, there's cutscenes going. What Zelda game would you like to see me go through once I'm done with Tears of the Kingdom? I get we're a long ways from there, because a 3-heart challenge on Tears of the Kingdom is going to be a little difficult. It's going to take some time. But let me know what you'd like to see me go through. Alright, let's do this. What are these load screens? Come on. Alright, chat. Funny looking Zonai Bunny Rauru, whatever he is, or Old Man Rauru from Ocarina of Time. Which is best Rauru? Majora's Mask would be dope. Yeah, that would be dope. Stressful, but dope. But stressful games are good for, you know, streaming. Yeah, Scout Lista didn't quite go like that. A lot of people are still kind of hoping for a Hyrule Warriors games
Link.
kind of revolving around the
Finally,
Tears of the
Link.
Kingdom timeline. I don't think it's going to happen, though.
I've heard a great deal about you from Zelda. Your wounds were severe. I am relieved to see you escape death.
Mikey. Bunny Rauru all
Your arm,
day.
however,
Yeah.
is beyond saving.
I just
I had to replace it
wish they
lest
would have given him a
injury
different
endanger
name.
you.
It's like a little weird. If you're going to copy the old man, make him an old man. This game gave a lot of nods to Ocarina of Time, though. The name of the temples, Rauru's name. Link's, even when he's cooking a meal, he's humming, you know, jingles from Ocarina. Yeah, I agree, Scutless. I think if we get another Hyrule Warriors, I'd like it to be a non-canon franchise-wide love letter, like the first Hyrule Warriors again, and bring back Volga and Wizrow. They were great. Yeah, I completely agree. The first Hyrule Warriors game was, I think, just had it right. That was better. There's just so much to pull from, you know, with if you're pulling from all the different Zelda games through the years. Mikey, now you're going on about Pura. Pick a lady and stick to her. What are you doing? I thought you were Midna. Now you're Pura. You gotta pick one. Pura does seem to be over Link by Tears of the Kingdom. I was getting ready for like low-key, like indirectly flirting with Link like the first game. She seems pretty over him. She's moved on. Right, Scutless. Alright. Gotta remember where everything is. Didn't get around to playing Hyrule Warriors. It's definitely a different feel of a Zelda game, not your traditional Zelda game. But it's fun. I think it's fun, but definitely if you're into more like chaotic hack and slash type games. It's funny. You see spoilers for this game, but you see the light dragon back there, and if you take a photo of the light dragon, it gives a little definition for it, and it says something like, it makes Link feel nice and warm somehow. And it's like, they were hinting at it. They were trying to tell you what the dragon was. Yeah, this opening scene's so good. Can I die on a lily pad? I missed. I love the Sky Islands. I just wish there was more, man. They should have taken like a third of the time they put into the depths and dedicated it to more Sky Islands. Because if you're going to spend all that time advertising the Sky Islands and then surprise us with the depths, there should be more to the Sky Islands. You know? That part I was disappointed with, because there's just not a lot to it. need something beyond my busted Master Sword. Whatever, I'll just deplete it. Excuse me while I find something to kill you with. Thank you. Yes, more Sky 100. Yeah, absolutely. You know when you haven't played a game for a long time and you're so messed up on the controls because you're used to playing another game? I've been playing a lot of Dark Souls Remastered and Resident Evil 4. And so certain buttons that are like to pick up certain things that aren't the same, it's just like, it's throwing me off right now. Even like sprinting and having a stamina meter, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta get used to that again. Give me that. No full-fledged Sky Dungeon was a major missed opportunity in my opinion. Yeah, and even like the Spirit Temple, like it was kind of cool. It was really cool how it started in the sky and the storm and everything, and you do a little bit, then you go down into the depths. And then you do all this stuff to get your way to the Spirit Temple, but then in the Spirit Temple itself, it's just a boss fight. That almost felt like they got kind of lazy. Or it was like the temple before the temple. It was weird. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that either. This was like a weird Zelda game where the lead up to the temples were cooler than the temples themselves. Like flat out, the ascension to the Winds Temple is like one of the coolest things I've ever seen in a Zelda game. That was awesome. I just thought the temple on top of that was going to be like a full-fledged, really had to put my thinking cap temple on, and it wasn't. That was a bummer. But the lead up to it was freaking sick. Bring back mini bosses. Yeah, that too. That too. That's what they needed too, because they had devs leading up to the release of Tears of the Kingdom saying, oh, real temples are back. In name only. Yeah, this was one of the best parts of the game. Just this whole introduction. It's way cooler than the Great Plateau. Great Plateau was cool, but I liked this kind of opening to the game a bit more. Sounds like the same as Breath of the Wild's Divine Beast. That's right, Scutless, because you never played Tears of the Kingdom. The build-up and the journey to entering them was more hype than solving the Divine Beast dungeons themselves. Yeah, but I gotta be honest, though. Like, some of the Divine Beasts were even more enjoyable. I think they were more enjoyable than these temples. Like, I appreciated the fact that it was called, like, the Water Temple, the Fire Temple, and all that again, but, like, the Divine Beasts, I feel like, took more of my brain power to complete. But it was still basically the same as the Divine Beasts in the sense to where, like, you need to hit, like, 5 switches. You need to hit, like, 5 switches to get to the boss, and then you beat the boss. It's not like this intricate puzzle that you have to put together, you know? Like it was in previous Zeldas. It'll be interesting what they do after Echoes of Wisdom. Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing. I'm definitely going to talk about it in like a video. I do think there's hope that at some point we'll get traditional dungeons again. I just feel like the whole point of this game, both Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, but especially Tears of the Kingdom, was giving you as much freedom as possible to basically do whatever you want. You want to build something, you can build something. You want to ascend through something, you can do that. You want to fly through something, you can do that. Just like freedom and creativity to like get through a shrine or, you know, ascend a mountain, however you want. The problem with that is you naturally need traditional temples to be restricting. Like, they have to be a little bit restricting in order for you to... You have to feel somewhat stuck. And, okay, so I need to get up this, like... I need to get up this 15-foot wall, but I don't have my hook shot yet. Well, you never run into that issue in Tears of the Kingdom, because there's like 50,000 ways to get up this 15-foot wall, you know? So I think that's part of the problem, is like, they couldn't even really make traditional dungeons even if they wanted to, because you have too much freedom. I was going through Twilight Princess fairly recently, and I was thinking about that as I went through a temple, and I was like, I can't do this part. But imagine how many ways I could do it easily if this was Tears of the Kingdom. I could fuse a bomb to a shield and, like, launch myself up. There's a million things I could do. So, sometimes I think less is more. You know, I think it's much better, says Mare, that you stream on this channel instead of Switch. Yeah, I agree. And I'm kind of giving up on Twitch. I kind of wanted to leave it for a while, and I'm investing a lot on this channel. Like, I'm going to be making a lot of videos on this channel. I really think there's, like, growth potential for this channel. Because my basketball channel has, like, a lot of subs. But I did the math. I get subscribers on this Zelda and Metroid channel that's, like, small in comparison. But I get subs 3 times faster. Like, based on per view. Like, 3 times more often on the Zelda channel. So I really need to start investing in this.
That arm originally belonged to me. I am Rauru.
Mikey says start making shorts. Yeah, that too. I really need to start doing more shorts. I have 1 short on this channel right now.
For appearing to you in this manner. Unfortunately, I no longer have a physical form.
Shorts are great for growth. Yeah, for sure.
In any case, that arm should allow you to open this door. It seems to have lost the power to do so.
Shorts are great for growth. Terrible for making money.
You might be able to restore
because they don't... There's like no ad revenue in them. But if you use it just to help you get subs and views, and then your big videos make the money, it can work.
Shrines on this island?
Yeah, the short that's on this channel was about the one enemy that's in every Zelda game.
The shrines.
Does anyone in the chat know what it is? Go. What's the one enemy that's in every Zelda game? The one kind of enemy. It's not Ganon. It's not likes. You could even use highlights from this stream footage, for example. Yeah, for sure. I'm sure there's going to be like some hilarious like death compilation shorts I can put together. Okay, wait. What does he want me to do now? So I need to ping these, right? Octorok? Good guess, but no. Not in every Zelda game. So you know what's actually a fun challenge for Tears of the Kingdom, and I have done it once, is never bust out your map. I literally disabled it with the controller so I couldn't use the map at all. And what that also means if you can't use your map is you can't fast travel. Which is really cool and interesting, because now you have to really plan ahead on your trips. Also, getting to the Sky Islands is really hard, because you can't just warp up there. But, like, you have to think, okay, you know, if I'm going to go, you know, down to this location where it's cold, I better start grabbing all my warm food items while I'm here, because I might not be here again for a long time. I think it's fun. Octorok was my first guess. Stallchild, maybe? Yeah, I'll give it to you. Wizrobe, Moblins, all good guesses. It's Stalfos, the skeleton enemies. Originally, like, not originally, because that was the NES version, but like, you know, in Link to the Past when you need to swing at them. You swing at them, they drop down, and then you got to drop a bomb on them to kill them. Those skeletal enemies. They're in every Zelda game, and they're the only enemy that's in every single Zelda game. Listen, I'm paying way too much attention to chat right now, and I don't remember how to get to this frickin' shrine. What are we doing? Back up, bro. Are you just gonna swing forever? Okay. So, show me my map. Where was my ping? Was I right on top of it? Oh yeah, it's right up there. I'm such a moron. R.I.P. my Zelda pride. No. Now you know. Now you can tell everyone else. It's the only particular enemy that's in every Zelda game. Stalfos. I'm gonna start doing more Zelda and Metroid facts videos. I did a video on that like a year or two ago, and that was one of the facts I came up with and put in the videos. Maverick, how you doing, Maverick Perez? When I saw Silux in Metroid Prime 4, I was happy. Yes, absolutely. I love that they're going all in with Silux, man. Like, cause most people don't know who he is. You know, he's in Hunters, and he was hinted at the end of Federation Force and Metroid Prime 3, but a lot of people haven't played those games. So yeah, I cannot wait for Metroid Prime 4. I can't wait for the next trailer, too, because we saw such a tiny bit of footage. Scutless says, Silux is indeed fun, but I'm kind of still wanting to see other hunters from Hunter's Return. I remember liking Trace and most of those characters. Yeah, and that's something I was thinking, too. Like... Metroid Prime Hunters for the Switch or for the next gen console, I think that would be really cool. Give us a new Hunters, because Metroid Prime 3, you know, again, they're like, spoiler alert for Metroid Prime 3 if you never played it, but like all the Hunters in there other than Samus basically die. But if there was a way we can make an excuse to like bring all of those back, you know, and have like a Hunters game with all the other Hunters other than Samus, I think that'd be really sick. All the bounty hunters, get them all in there. I love Metroid Prime 3, man. That was the one that really got me in my feels, like, emotionally. I was just like, man, this sucks. I don't want to kill him. To be fair, Hunters isn't the most recommendable game. The way you touch screen is incorporated. Yeah, it's really tough to play. And I have like wrist problems too. Like every once in a while, I need to wear wrist braces. It's one of the reasons I had to eventually like pay to get an editor. It's because I was like, I can't do all this editing anymore. So yeah, I remember with the stylus and everything and pressing buttons at the same time, Metroid Prime Hunters like genuinely was hurting my wrist. It was tough to play, man. Trivia. What is the most reoccurring item in the entire Zelda franchise? I would say the boomerang. That would be my guess. Would be the boomerang. The Master Sword isn't actually in every one, you know? There's a lot of Zelda games that doesn't include the Master Sword, so I would probably say the boomerang. Did you know that one of Dan's dogs is called Zelda? No, I didn't know that. I might have at one point. I think I might have just forgot. Okay, so again, this is a 3-heart challenge. But in order to advance, unless you do it some glitchy way that I don't know how to do, like just clip through the wall or something, you have to get a 4th heart in order to open a door you need to get to in order to get back to Hyrule. So I'm going to get that heart. I'm going to go to Lookout Landing, and then I'm going to trade in that heart for stamina. So I'm going to have 4 hearts just for a little bit. Forgive me, I'm sorry. If it's defined as an item, the sword is the most recurring item. Yeah. Alicia says, I love the music. It's so pretty. Yeah, it's so nice, babe. It's really nice. It's my awesome wife in the chat. The bow. Oh, that's a good guess, A2. Well, yeah, I'm trying to think. What Zelda game doesn't have a bow and arrow? Yeah, Mikey, is it the bow and arrow? I'm so curious now. Also, can I steal this to use in a Zelda fact video? I'll look it up and fact check it as well, but I'm sure you're correct. Rauru is pretty cool. His character's design is really dope. One of the series I want to start on this channel, and I'm gonna start it as soon as I've gone through every Zelda game. So there's only like a few more that I haven't done. But as soon as I do all of those, I'm going to do like the best of Zelda. And each video, I can't see anything to ping anything. Each video is gonna be like me ranking something specific. So one video will be like the best companions in all of Zelda. So I'll rank like, you know, I'll rank Fi, and I'll rank Midna, and I'll rank, you know, Navi, and all that stuff. So I'll rank all of those characters. I'll do like the best dungeons, and I'll rank the best dungeons and all that. Best iterations of Zelda, of Link, of Ganon, and that sort of thing. And I just think that'll be fun. I think it'll also be fun if you haven't played some of those Zelda games. And then you hear about those, and I think it'll pique your interest a little bit more. Be like, wow, that's actually cooler in that version? I think so. So I don't know. That'll be a just for fun video. I think that'll be cool. Little series. Let's go here. The answer is bombs. Oh, come on. That was so obvious. Come on. Dang it. Of course it's bombs. What Zelda game doesn't have bombs? The original soundtrack of Tears of the Kingdom. I'll have it on the GOATS tier on my Zelda. Oh, nice. Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. That's something I should rank too. It's like best music, you know. Another easy choice that went right over my head. I know. We all missed out on it. It's bombs. Come on. I thought bow and arrow had a real shot though. All right, so let's cut these down. Make myself a little bridge. Come on, catch it. Super powered alien Link. The other most popular item is Zelda and Link. That's cringe, Mikey, but no. Somebody time out Mikey. Just kidding. I should have just been saying, like, really ridiculous items. Like Bombachu. No. That freaking blowy item thing in Skyward Sword. No. Okay. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna steal your bow and arrow. Thanks, sir. You should make Pura a mod. What are you even going on about, Mikey? What is the deal? I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but Mikey in the chat, he is my brother, and he is single and ready to mingle. That's why he's talking about every Zelda lady character to no end. Bulbs. They, like, low-key kind of made this game more difficult than Breath of the Wild, which was interesting. Because, like, really good items, you know, like, radishes that heal you up completely, or, you know, Endura carrots and stuff like that. Like, they made those all, like, a lot more rare. I prefer single and ready to Pringle. Thank you very much. Well, you could do single and ready to tingle, seeing that this is a Zelda game. That's another thing. Best NPC characters. Tingle will not be at the top of that list. I can promise you that much. But neither will Beetle. I know a lot of people like Beetle. I'm not crazy about Beetle. Tingle's growing on me, though. He is, like, really funny. He was pretty cool in, Minish Cap that I just went through recently. Also, gems are a lot less valuable. Yeah, that too. Exactly. Okay, so I'm gonna attach you to this first. Do this. Going. What, you mean Tingle and Wind Waker putting people into slavery and price gouging you for the map reading? Yo, no, that's in he's brutal in Wind Waker. He's so brutal in Wind Waker. And that freaking Triforce Shard quest at the end is BS, man. That is brutal. Tingle was absolutely goated in Wind Waker. Oh my gosh. He's a funny character. He's like really funny, but like, oh my gosh, like he's pivotal to collecting all of the Triforce, and it's just, that is such a chore. I love Wind Waker so much, but that's my like only real major complaint about that game, is that the Triforce Shard like quest is so monotonous, so time-consuming, especially on the GameCube. I heard they made it a lot easier on the Wii U. I always played on the GameCube. I don't need that. I need the hook. But yeah, it's like so time-consuming, so tedious, and really just killed the pacing of the game itself. Other than that, Wind Waker is just, it's just perfection other than that. Come on, Link. That looks very uncomfortable. What the heck? I feel like a stereotypical appropriate Zelda answer would be Impa, but I never really cared much for it. I like Impa. I liked her. Mikey, if I remember correctly, you've never played Skyward Sword. Impa is amazing in Skyward Sword. Super dope. And please play Skyward Sword. It's so good. The controls are awful. I get it. But once you get over that and get used to it, it's such a wonderful game. Arguably the best soundtrack of any Zelda game ever. Arguably. It really has a case. Korok, do Koroks count? Yeah, Koroks absolutely count as NPC characters for sure. Koroks have definitely got better. They, at some point, it was Breath of the Wild, but like in Wind Waker, Koroks don't sound all that cute. They look cute, but they don't sound cute. They have very weird voices. Fortunately, in Breath of the Wild, they're like, hey, let's make these guys not sound like weird, disgusting creatures and make them sound adorable. That was a change in modern Zelda that I was more than okay with. Mikey says, I own it. I was actually really liking that game. I just put it down and need to get back to it. See, then you'll love it then, because I wasn't crazy about Skyward Sword at first, but about a third into the game, I was like, okay, I'm really liking this, and then like halfway into it, I was like, I love this game. And now it's like, it's literally among like my top 3 or 4 Zelda games ever. Skyward Sword, I love it. I genuinely don't get the hate Skyward Sword gets. Genuinely don't. Everything was like, even like Metroid Prime 3, like everything's always really brutal when you're playing it on the Wiimote for the first time, you know? Like, just motion controls are just kind of brutal. I'd much rather just casually play a Metroid Prime game with my controller just chilling like this. So having to be like this all the time as Samus and use my grappling hook like this, it's brutal. Did you play it on Switch? Yeah, first time I played Skyward Sword was on Switch. So, little story about my life in Zelda. Very first Zelda game I ever played was Zelda on the NES. My dad actually owned a Nintendo before I was born. So he owned an original Nintendo, and then I played Link to the Past soon after that. And I played Ocarina of Time and went through that back in the 64 days. Then I played Twilight Princess and on the GameCube. And then I was broke. Like, just broke for a good portion of my adult life. So I didn't own a Wii. I didn't own a Wii U. So that's why, like, I didn't go through Skyward Sword or Metroid Prime 3 right when they came out. So no, retroactively, now that I actually have money as an adult who has a job, make smarter decisions at this point in my life, I can go back and buy those games and enjoy those games I never had. And so, yeah, Skyward Sword was one of those. So I think the first time I beat it was like 2 years ago. And God, I love that game so much. I love that game so much. Alrighty, so... No, don't need this busted one. Arcasoul, what's up, dude? Good to see ya. Well, they made huge improvements to the controller experience of Switch. Yeah. They also made Fee a lot less annoying. Oh, interesting. I gotta look into that. I wonder how she was. I really like Fee. I like her a lot. I love her origin story. I love how she ties into the Master Sword and everything. She's really cool, and her theme song is so dope. Ark, it's good to see you, man. Thanks for joining in. And Ark, I did get your text. I just genuinely forgot to respond to it until now. And so, yeah, I'll get back to you on that. Alasia, remind me to get back to Ark if I forget this evening after I'm done streaming. She has a better memory than I do. Mikey, thanks for joining in. you have a good night, bro, and I'll be streaming a lot over here. So, yeah, feel free to come hang out whenever. And keep going through Skyward Sword, Mikey. Please. It's so good. Yeah, Alasia, that's what it was about. He was asking what we thought of his video. Arkasul did a video on Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, and all that, and Tolkien and stuff. It was an excellent video. Check out his YouTube channel, Arkasul, if you like that sort of thing. Oh snap! Wait, I'm supposed to hit you with a fire arrow, aren't I? Back it up. Actually, I'm just supposed to do this and burn you alive, aren't I? Okay. It's always funny playing Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom for the first time. And absolutely everything that you pick up, it's just... It's like... It's almost annoying. Alright, was this a second or third one? Can't remember. This playthrough is going to be really chill in the beginning. Because basically you're only supposed to have 3 hearts right now. But once we get down to Hyrule, and I start taking on temples and stuff, it's gonna get brutal. I love these constructs, man. They're really cool. Very original, like, unique designs. Oh, I didn't mean to talk to you again. No, I know the cave over there. Thank you. I know. I spam the A button too much through cutscenes. Through talking points, all that. These sort of challenges run inevitably become get touched and I die. Yeah, I can only imagine the Ganondorf fight in like 3 or 4 phases. And just how brutal that is going to be. That is going to be so brutal. But we're going to do it. I am going to see this thing through. What is something in a Zelda game, if you were doing the best of Zelda series, or what would you want to see ranked? Like, we were talking about NPCs, dungeons, iterations of Link, all that. What is something you'd like to see the best of, and, like, ranked? Because I'm putting together, like, a massive list, and I can't wait to get started on that as soon as I've been through every Zelda game. Genuinely making notes too as I go through them and like kind of already pre-ranking them as I've got through them. I have a lot of notes already jotted down. Video game tutorials explaining really obvious stuff in the most laborious way humanly imaginable, and they can't be skipped. Yeah, and the thing that was actually extra brutal about them doing that in this game is the fact that, like, 98%, I don't know, I'm just throwing a number out there, but it's probably close to that. A very high percentage of us already knew how to do all this because we had just been playing Breath of the Wild all the time. That part's fun, though. There's very few instances where you can be excited about a video game sequel, and it's almost like the same game, just an extension of it. I was really excited for that. Like, I remember on the GameCube, when we went from Metroid Prime to Metroid Prime 2, and it was like basically the same game, just a new world, a new map, new items. But other than that, graphically, controls, it's just like riding a bike. And so, I don't know, that's fun. I know, like, at this point, we're ready to, like, move on from this iteration of Hyrule and get a different feeling Zelda, but it was kind of fun to, like, you know, just pick up the controller for Tears of the Kingdom and be like, ah, this feels like home. I know this. I just hope they find that happy medium. That bridge between, like, classic fans and the newer fans. Like, I want big open world Zelda, because that's what Link to the Past felt like when I was a kid playing it, you know? It felt like this massive open world, even if it really wasn't. That's what it felt like. And so, like, I love open world Zelda. What I don't like is, like, it's a couple things. Is getting away from, like, traditional items. Like, I want to hook shot places, you know? I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to see points I can't reach and know that once I get that item, now my freedom is opened up, you know? I miss that. But dungeons especially, like, not dungeons like the shrines where there's like 247 different ways to like clear a shrine, but no, make us genuinely struggle with it, like have to figure it out, you know? And it doesn't have to be like Ocarina of Time Water Temple difficult, but I'd like it to at least be a little bit challenging, because most Zelda games they were. And these ones, once you know what to do, like, getting through a temple in Tears of the Kingdom, once you know how to, like, hit the 4 or 5 switches, it takes, like, 10 to 15 minutes. Like, seriously, like, 15 minutes tops. Did I forget? Okay, I just forgot to put on my pants. I was like, did I forget the pants? Am I just gonna have to run around pantless forever? Blaze just says, I'm still salty that we didn't have a continuation of the story. Yeah, that was weird too. That was kind of weird that you literally talk to all these characters you recognize and everybody's acting like they don't know you or recognize you. Like, that was a little bit of a bummer. If you have to lean one way or another, I would think you would lean towards, like, everybody knows you rather than nobody knows you. Jonathan, what's up? Excited about Echoes of Wisdom trailer, Johnny? So excited. It looks so good. And it's not that far away. Oh, that's gonna be so fun. Cause I loved Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening felt like, not that it was the same game or anything, but just the joy I had going through that top-down Zelda, it felt like I was playing A Link to the Past for the first time again. Like, that's how special it was to me, going through Link's Awakening. The remastered one for the Switch. Or I guess the remake one. But yeah, it looks excellent. And it's fun, too. Like, I fully recognize, like, they're marketing it to women. Like, their target audience with... It's not just because you play as Zelda, but you got the little horse. They do, like... The trailer showed some interior design type stuff. It showed emphasis on, like, fashion and outfits. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I see what we're doing here, you know? But it's going to be fun. I think me and my wife are both going to have, like, so much fun with it. And there's so many ladies have entered the gaming sphere because of the Switch. I think it's brilliant. So I also think they are trolling us by renaming the regions based on Breath of the Wild. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I saw the trailer once. I think I'm going to do a breakdown video of it, but I'm definitely not ready to make that breakdown video. I got to, like, watch that trailer, like, 3 or 4 more times. Do, like, a frame-by-frame, pause it, analysis, you know? Because one of the things I know we do know is this Echoes of Wisdom game heavily takes inspiration from A Link to the Past with, like, their locations and map design and all that. So that's cool. But it looks like the map is going to be huge. Much bigger than even Link's Awakening, so that'll be cool. Oof. I'm surprised that didn't damage me. Let's see. Scutless said, I don't consider the water temple difficult per se. I find it more tedious constantly changing water level back and forth. I think the water temple depends on how good you are with directions. I am not great with directions. Like, my memory sucks. So water temple was always difficult for me. I have realized, though, if you draw a map, literally, draw a map of Ocarina of Time's water temple as you go through it. So you're like, okay, so this is south on the 3rd level. This is north on the 3rd level. And then, like, draw it out. You're actually pretty good. But it's just about, like, okay, I got this key. Where was that key door? And raising and lowering the water level and trying to find it. Am I stuck? Well, I'm not stuck, but, like, getting back up without ascend is going to be brutal. What the heck? No, I could climb this. I probably have the stamina. Okay, yeah, I'm just being a baby. That wasn't that bad at all. As someone who plays a lot of Animal Crossing, interior design honestly does have appeal to me as a guy. Depends on how much customization there is, though. See, that's funny. I kind of feel the opposite. Because I loved Animal Crossing. I think it's kind of silly to even admit it, but I think I have more hours in Animal Crossing. A lot of that is because of the pandemic. But I think I have more hours in Animal Crossing than any game on the Switch, which is crazy. I have like almost 1,000 hours on Animal Crossing. A lot of that was from the pandemic. And then my wife got really into it. So after that point, I added like another 300 hours to it playing with her. But when they came out with the whole like interior design DLC and stuff, I don't know. I just, for some reason, it didn't resonate with me. She was into that, but I was like, yeah, I don't care to decorate this stranger's house. Like, I want to decorate my house. Why would I want to make their house look a certain way? You have way too much health. Yeah, the Animal Crossing craze was crazy. I mean, you almost think that like Nintendo was behind the pandemic, the way it was just so perfectly timed. It was weird. It's like that game came out a month after everybody was all in their homes and just sold like hotcakes. It was so nuts. Being able to play as Zelda, says A2. I know, it's gonna be so fun. And it was like the perfect game, you know, because like Link's Awakening has such like an adorable art style. So bringing in Zelda and having her be the main character with that art style, that was a really smart move by Nintendo. Really smart. Yeah, the DLC was addictive. I also wanted all the dog villagers. Yeah. I will say though, Apollo, the bald eagle named Apollo, who was born on July 4th, Independence Day, frickin' patriot. He is objectively the best villager, if you ask me. I think he's awesome. The appeal, I think, is trying out other interior visions with the other characters' houses. That way, you don't... yeah, so you can try them on your house as well. Like, you try it on theirs, and then you can bring it back to your house. The problem is, at that point, I already liked my home. Like, you know, I had it set up the way I wanted at that point, and I was like, I don't want to, like, redo this whole thing. That's the thing about Animal Crossing. It's, like, so fun at first, but there definitely comes a point where you kind of hit that wall, and you've basically done everything. So it's like, alright, well, if I'm gonna keep playing this game, it's either, like, a little bit boring now, or I just have to, like, completely start over. Or buy a new Switch so I can have another, you know, another character to play with. America. Yeah, exactly. He's a bald eagle. He looks like, you know, the bald eagle for America, and he's born on 4th of July. I'm like, I see you, Japan. I appreciate it. STR, what's up, dude? I haven't seen you in a while. Are you on Twitch too? I am not. I'm just streaming on YouTube. I'm a little afraid to say it because I know everybody's gonna unfollow me if I just put this out there. And I'm like, what if I change my mind? But I'm like 95% sure that I'm done streaming on Twitch because I just want to invest in this channel more. So I think I'm just gonna start streaming Metroid and Zelda over here. Yeah. We'll see if I open it up to other games. Like, this is a Zelda and Metroid channel. So I definitely want to give people the content that they subscribed for. But if people feel like they want to start, you know, if they want me to play other games that are not Zelda and Metroid, I'll listen. But I definitely want to stick to the theme of the channel because I don't want to be giving people content that they didn't subscribe for, you know? That's like one of the worst things you can do on YouTube, usually. But I mean, that's not a hard thing to stick to, because Zelda and Metroid are, like, obviously my 2 favorite video game IPs of all time. Yeah, really good to see you too, man. I want to start streaming on my basketball channel, though, too, because I know some people follow me over here from my basketball channel, and they're like, but I want to talk basketball with you, but you just want to talk about Zelda. I'm like, I know. So I probably should try to start streaming over there more, too. I have done, like, a couple live streams lately, but I'm not hosting them. It's like this big panel of a bunch of us old-school NBA YouTubers. And so I can't really control, like, what I respond to, because I'm just, like, one of 7 guys on a panel. So I need to start doing, like, my own, you know, my own streams where I can really engage with the chat. So how many of these do I have? I have 21. I don't think I need that. I'll get 10. I watch them? Well, yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you to everyone who's in here. Dana, I see you in the chat. Thank you for being here. Alright, move out of the way. Mine. Sorry. Okay, so now I need this fan thingy. This part's so chill in the beginning, you know? Where you're on the Sky Islands and it's like really, really chill, which makes me nervous because I'm like, you know, when you're streaming, you're like constantly worried about how entertained the audience is. so he almost feels like it needs to be like chaotic and exciting. But I feel like these Sky Islands in the beginning of the game give like the complete opposite vibe. It's just like so relaxed. And honestly, if I'm gonna have like a Zelda channel, maybe I just need to embrace that more. Like, Zelda games are relaxing. Maxter! That is a dude I haven't seen for a while. How you doing, man? Good to see you, dude. Speak to me, Rauru. Hey, just tell me stuff I know. I think occasionally, though, I'd like to get Alasia in here, too. I'd like to get my wife in here, too. And for the few games that we could do, like, multiplayer, like maybe even, like, 4 Swords Adventures, it'd be fun to have. Because I got another chair back there, too. And we can bring it both up and have us both go through games. That'll be fun. Maxter says also, howdy, Johnny and Alasia. Hope you two are doing well. We are doing very well. And we cannot wait to meet our daughter in a couple months. Expecting our first child, and we are very, 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 very excited. So, that'll be cool. I think I'll do this. I actually watched your brother beat this on stream. Yeah, I did not. I was not there for those. Because he was going through parts that I hadn't been through yet, and I'm like, I'm not spoiling this for myself. So that was like one of the few times I'm like, I'm not watching my brother's stream. Because I am not spoiling this game for myself. Alright, I think that's good for now. Yeah, fans. You use a lot of fans, so that's good. So there's that one. Is that the last one? Alright. I'll take you to your friend. Please play Twilight Princess next. It's my favorite game of all time. Well, that is the strongest request that I've got yet. And I do love Twilight Princess. You know what? I might just do that on stream. I might. And here's a big reason why. Not only did you request it, but I'm almost ashamed to admit this. I just bought Twilight Princess on the Wii U. I caved. I was tired of waiting for it to come to the Switch, so I paid like $1 bazillion to get a Wii U and Twilight Princess and Wind Waker on the Wii U just so I could play a better, prettier, upgraded version. I caved. Twilight Princess is great, says STR. Yes, it is awesome. I was holding out, waiting for the Switch version for so long, but I ran out of patience, and I'm just like, you know what? Forget it. Nintendo's not gonna do it. I'll just get it on the Wii U. So yeah, I might stream the Wii U version, because that looks really good. Camhead says, wow, now that's dedication. Yeah, exactly. If you know how much of the Wii U and those games are going for now, yeah, you understand how much dedication that is. Okay, what? Nope, that is not a good tactic, apparently. Is there enough weight? Is there enough weight? No! Oh, there is! Huh! Okay, I don't have my sail yet. I kind of just dropped him there, and I don't know. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I need to get one of these and a fan. Wait, that's so stupid. I should have just... Oh, my God. I feel accomplished and stupid at the same time. I should have just put him in this cart with me. Hang on there, little buddy. I feel like I've seen this movie several times before. He's just hanging off the cliff. I'm like, hold on. Awesome. Looking forward to it. Love your basketball channel too. Keep up the good work, bro. Thanks, Jonathan. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, should be fun. Twilight Princess is so good. Probably my favorite art style of any Zelda game ever. Also, like, top tier Link. Like, Link is such a badass in Twilight Princess. He's so cool. Like, cutscenes really just portray him as, like, someone not to be messed with. And I love, like, the chainmail underneath his tunic and everything. He's just got a cool look to him, too. Bro, have you played AM2R yet? No, I have not. I actually want to ask you a question about that. Is one, you might have told me before, but where should I go to play that? Like, I know that's like a fan-made Metroid game, and I hear it's just excellent. I've heard from you a bunch of times it's excellent. But obviously that's not just something you can just, like, buy somewhere. So, where should I get that? How would one go about that? If you want to wait to DM me for that kind of info, you can do that too. But yeah, let me know. Have not played it yet. But yeah, I'm actually just right now going through like Federation Force, which I know is not the... Oh my god! Not the most popular Metroid game. Federation Force a long time ago, I like watched the game all play through. So like I know everything that happens. I know the cutscenes. I know the story. I just watched it all like a long play on a YouTube video. But I've never actually like gone through the game myself. So I'm trying to do that right now. But I hear AM2R is just fantastic. Just Google it. Most sources are safe. Okay, sounds good. Slow clap, says Scott Les. I was not paying attention, dude. I did not see that that was out. I also haven't saved in a while, so let me do that real quick in case I kill myself. My dream Zelda game is pretty much just Twilight Princess 2. Imagine that graphic style with the power of Switch 2 and classic Zelda dungeons. It would be amazing. Yeah, exactly. And I do think at some point, like, Nintendo is going to make a return to that at some point. Like, Tears of the Kingdom sold well. Sold a lot of copies, but you could just tell it was not received as warmly as Breath of the Wild was. Like, the reception of it was just not nearly as good. I forget how to do this, so I probably need a hook. Yeah, okay. And Nintendo kind of has this thing. They have a theme to, like, how they do Zelda games, where they kind of waver between extremes, generally speaking, you know? So they made Ocarina of Time, right? That was a great game, and everybody loved it and all that. Then they were like, hey, we want to do something different. So they did Majora's Mask. And those were dark, like, serious games tonally. So then after they did that, they were like, okay, we want to change it up again. Now we're going to do this really, really, really kiddie game and do Wind Waker. And although that was a great game, that wasn't received well at first, you know? I think I need probably another fan. It wasn't received well at first. So they were like, we wanted a, you know, a more mature Zelda game. We don't like this, like, cutesy Wind Waker game. So, eventually they gave us Twilight Princess. Again, they're shifting, you know? It's like, now they give us this really dark and gritty and, you know, more mature Zelda game. You know, and then eventually, you know, they remastered Link's Awakening, then Breath of the Wild, all that, so on and so forth. But basically what I'm saying is they like to change up the formula frequently. They don't just find a certain Zelda game and just stick to it. And so I think at a certain point they're going to be like, all right, let's move back to the traditional. Because if you remember what the talking points were leading up to Breath of the Wild, a lot of people were saying, we're tired of the same formula. It's the same Zelda game over and over again. I was not freaking one of them. I want to be clear. That's never got old to me. I love the Zelda formula. I don't think it'll ever get old to me. But a lot of people were saying, We want to change things up. We want it different. And so they came out with Breath of the Wild, big open world, shook up the formula. And now after a couple games of that, you're starting to see a lot more people saying, we want the old formula back. So I think Nintendo will do that. It's just going to take time. They tend to, you know, mix things up. Okay, so how do I get over here? I should also eat something because I'm hurting right now. Yeah, Wind Waker seems like a pretty nice and happy on the surface, but its background lore is darker than you initially think. That's true of most Zelda games, though. That's true of a lot of Zelda games. It's like, oh, this game's really cute, and then you like Ocarina of Time even is like that. It's like, oh, you're little adult Link in this well where they kept people and like tortured them, and it's like, wait, like Hyrule Kingdom did that? Like, wait, what? Like, Zelda games really tackle some like heavy topics. Okay, what the frick? How do I get up here? How do I get up here? I don't have a send yet, right? Nope, I don't have a send. That must be what I get with the next one. So I think I go down here. Yeah, I go down here. Okay. Okay. We back in it. I know where we're going. STR says, I think they will too. Your last video proved to me that I wasn't alone in thinking Breath of the Wild had better memories than this. Yeah, I think I had a better story too. Not that either one of them had like a particularly fantastic story, but like in this one, every single time you beat a temple in this game, they show you the same, basically, the same cutscene from a different person's perspective with like the same story to it. They do that 5 times, dude. And it got like so redundant. I was like, dude, it's just the same thing over and over again. This game is really fascinating in that way, because in some ways, it's like this amazing, vast, giant world with the Sky Islands, hardly any load screens. You have the depths, which were a complete surprise, just like so much vast and detail, and you can create all kinds of things. So in some ways, it just seems limitless. But then you have stuff like that. You finish the 5 temples, and it's the same cutscene over and over and over again. You do the temples, and it's basically just divine beasts, but called temples. You know, you just hit switches, and then you're at the boss, and it's really quick and over with. Like, there's some ways where the game's limitless, and there's some ways where the game feels lazy. It's so weird. I wish there were certain areas where they, like, kind of deviated their attention a little bit, you know? Like, rather than making the depths, like, as big as the world of Hyrule, like, give a little bit more attention to the temples and flesh those out a little bit. That's what I would have liked. I think your brother thinks they will just give us underwater exploration next. I think that would be cool. That would be cool, too. For me, temples are at the top of the list. Ooh, shoot, I didn't make anything. Ooh, shoot, I didn't make anything. Do I have... Okay, I do. Sweet. Okay, let's see here. So what do I have? Some of these. Let's do 5. Bring it. Okay. I got plenty of them. I'll do 5. Okay, and now let's eat one of these. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I like a Breath of the Wild art style, or just a modern Zelda art style, but Wind Waker. Like, that'd be cool. That'd be so cool. Because this game did, like, hardly anything. Like, you can't even dive down in the water. Like, that's crazy to me, that in 1998, I could play Ocarina of Time and explore Lake Hylia, but I can't do that in Tears of the Kingdom. Like, that's mind-blowing to me. I get that they had so much other stuff that they were focused on, but, like, I don't know. Let me explore the waters a little bit, you know? Jessica, what's up? Good to see ya. Link's Awakening is one of my favorites. I also still need to finish Tears of the Kingdom. I'm being a completionist. Yes, yes, absolutely. How much of a completionist are we talking? Like, Are you talking like you're trying to get all the shrines? Are you trying to get all the Koroks? Are you a psychopath like me and you're trying to complete all the side quests? That's something I'm working on, because I've done all the shrines and most of the Koroks. I did all the Koroks in Breath of the Wild. Yes, I had a guide to help me out, because I don't know if it's even possible without a guide. But yeah, I got all 900 in Breath of the Wild, and I'm not even sure how many there are in Tears of the Kingdom, to be honest. Have to look it up. Oh, come on, Link. Walk up to anything and immediately have to climb it. Could be because this was originally DLC, if I'm not mistaken. I actually don't know if that's the case. Was that ever confirmed? I don't think I've ever heard that. So you mean Tears of the Kingdom was originally DLC? Maybe. I don't know. I have to look into that. Oh my god, I was doing that, but it's so much. Yeah, I do like the fact that... Okay, I gotta be critical of this game again. I love this game. I love this game. I do. I love this game. But one of the things that really sucks... I just don't understand, like, what's up with Nintendo, like, giving such terrible rewards for your efforts. Like, why do you have to get all 900 Koroks, and they give you Hestu's gift, which is literally a golden turd that does nothing? I genuinely, I'm like, why are you this way, Nintendo? Like, don't you want your people playing your video games for extended periods of time? Shouldn't you give them something that, even just like an outfit that looks cool, like something a little bit that's worth our time, not a golden turd that does nothing? It's just, it's so weird. Ocarina of Time on the 64, it was a little bit better, but I remember that was a complaint back in the day, is if you found all 100 gold Skulltulas, you would get a golden rupee, but it was basically a reoccurring golden rupee. So you could, you know, get it over and over and over again. So basically at the end of the game you get infinite money. That was like kind of lame too, because once you're at the end of the game, you really don't need money that much anymore. So it's like, how necessary is that really? But at least it was something, you know? That's like, I'll take that way over, you know, a golden turd from Hestu. I don't get that. Nintendo does a little trolling, says Short Bloom. Welcome in, Short Bloom. Yeah, I guess. They did the same troll 2 games in a row, and I'm like, alright, thanks, guys. Like, let Link run around in a golden version of this outfit, and I'd love it infinitely more. That would be so cool. There's a game I love called Ninja Gaiden. Great game. Great hack and slash game. If you like Bayonetta games, you'll probably also like Ninja Gaiden games. Ninja Gaiden 2, which originally came out on the Xbox 360, if you beat it on the hardest difficulty setting, which was called Master Ninja, you get a gold costume. So you get to just like run around and kick ass in a golden ninja suit. That was beyond satisfying for me. that did it. I'm like, you're telling me only the psychopaths who beat this game on the hardest setting get to run around in gold? It's the perfect reward. Scott List says, there's a lot of games where the super hard side quest rewards you with more of a joke item. I imagine the point is more of in-game proof. I get that. I understand that's like a thing. I just hate the thing. I just think that thing is stupid. I think that trend is dumb. I'm like, why? Reward your players. SCR says, side question, maybe wrong channel. I'll address it real quickly. I do like to address channels with crossover because I know it's going to happen somewhat, but I know most Zelda fans are like not going to be basketball fans as well, so I try to get through them quickly. But side question, maybe wrong channel, but would you say Joel Embiid is the most hated player in the NBA? It just starts. No, it's LeBron James. LeBron James is. Joel Embiid might be second, but LeBron's number one for sure. LeBron is insanely hated for like a multitude of reasons. He was a rival to Steph Curry. He was a rival to Kobe. There's the Michael Jordan debate. There's his politics. There's the fact that he created the super team with Miami Heat. He just has so many reasons why so many people have turned on him throughout the years. He's very confident in himself, and he calls himself the greatest player of all time, which generally doesn't like get good reception. So I'd say it's LeBron for sure. All right, so I think this is the way I have to climb up here. I just need more trees. You're coming with me. It's hard to hate Embiid with Miles Bridges still in the league. Yeah, well, that's the thing, too. I always think it's funny when people are like, oh, I hate this guy, so I can't rank him high on my list. I'm like, if you're going to have that energy about LeBron, say it about Karl Malone. So, anyway. But yeah, I won't stay on basketball too long because I don't want to lose my my non-sports fans. Ew, they're talking sports ball. Like, I've been used to that much of my life. I'll be in, like, nerdy rooms where there's, like, Zelda fans, Lord of the Rings fans, Metroid fans, and I'll be like, hey, basketball reference, you know? I'll mention basketball, and they'll be like, ew, who cares about that? And then I'll be, like, in a basketball community talking about, like, how much I love Zelda, and they'll be like, whatever, dude. Talk to us about 2K. Okay, I'll debate another day on the channel. Yeah. No, we gotta do that. We gotta do that. I gotta start streaming over there, too. I really want to. I was genuinely just talking to my editor about that, like, 2 weeks ago. I'm like, we gotta do more streaming on that channel. That way I can engage with the audience more. Because there's so much that I want to say sometimes to, like, follow up or clarify things on my videos, and, like, you can't unless you just make it a whole nother video. So, it would be cool to do that. I've been waiting for you to stream Ninja Gaiden. I did, actually, from this channel a long time ago. I think I beat it in one playthrough, and it was, like, 4 hours long or something like that. You could find it on this channel, but it's, like, it's probably, like, within the first 20 videos on the channel. But yeah, I'd love to do that again. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden's a great game. Great game. Ninja Gaiden Black was amazing. Ninja Gaiden 2 was still pretty amazing. Maybe not as good, but still really amazing. And then Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge is kind of where it really dropped off. Thank you, Rauru. I appreciate your arm. I don't know if any of you guys in the chat can relate. I've played a lot of Tears of the Kingdom, right? I've played a lot of this game. Ascend literally changed the way I look at caves. Like, I could be driving, and I see, like, a tunnel, or I see, like, a, you know, you see a tunnel or a cave, and I just can't help but, like, envision just sending up through it. You know what's bad, like, when you like something so much that it's literally affecting the way you view the world? When I was back into the show The Walking Dead many, many years ago, I remember being in crowded places being like, alright, what's my escape routes? Where would I go? Dang, a video older than your Mario 64 videos? Yeah, it's old. That was back when I was streaming just like whatever I wanted on the channel. And eventually it got to a point where I realized this is counterintuitive. It's hard to grow a channel that's where content's all over the place. genuinely, the channel was called Johnny64 back then. And once I changed the name of the channel to Zeltroid, the growth just, like, skyrocketed. I just had to, like, channel my focus a little bit, and now all of a sudden, like, Metroid and Zelda fans were like, heck yeah, I'll start subscribing. So, a little bit of YouTube advice, like, if you want to make a YouTube channel and you want it to grow, like, you really want it to grow, like, make sure your content is focused, you know? Because, unfortunately, YouTube's not crazy about, like, a variety of content. Some channels can do it, but usually if they're able to pull it off, it's because their personality is what gets people to subscribe. I don't think I'm enough of a character, like, I don't know. I don't think I'm exciting enough of a character or a personality where people will subscribe just for me. I think they're gonna subscribe for the fact that they're Zelda fans, they're basketball fans, they're Metroid fans, you know, whatever it is. I was there for Johnny64. I still almost call you that? Yeah, for sure. I prefer that. I prefer being called Johnny64, because when I started the channel Zeltroid, it was like, alright, well, it's Zelda and it's Metroid. Smash them together and you get Zeltroid. Let's just call the channel Zeltroid. But now some people call me Zeltroid, and I was like, no. That was never... Don't do that. Don't call me Zeltroid. That's weird. That's such a weird name to be called. It's the name of the channel, not me. If you do, it's not a big deal. But ultimately, I'm just a hobbyist, a scut list on YouTube, but my channel still has a focus being about Dynasty and Samurai Warriors games. See, there you go, yeah. Because you have to remember, like, people are subscribing to you for something specific. And every video that you uploaded that isn't about this something, they're going to start to lose interest in. STR29, who's my friend, who's been following me forever, he says, you are kind of boring. Yeah. I guess so. Listen, I'm chill and I'm nice. I'll put it that way, alright? But I'm not the most... I'm not nearly as exciting as my brother. My god. His streams are crazy. Alright. So back to the door, and let me clarify. I know that this is a 3-heart challenge, but I have to get a heart temporarily, but I will exchange it for stamina later and get back to 3 hearts. It's just, I gotta do it temporarily. This might be simple and like way too simplistic, and maybe I'm just being way too much of a nostalgic, traditional Zelda fan here. But I'm also really dying to just see Link, like, in his traditional Link tunic. You know, it's too iconic that, you know, for him not to be in it for so long. Like, I'm getting tired of looking at Link in all these weird, various outfits that don't feel like Link. It wouldn't be a big deal if we got more Zelda games, but when you only get a mainline Zelda release like once every 6 years, you know, it's like, am I gonna have to wait like a decade and a half before I get another traditional Zelda game? LJ, what's up, dude? My fellow Kobe fan. It is my birthday today. Happy birthday. Jessica says, put Link back in the green. Amen. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Basketball fan. I know where you come from. Which channel you come from, says. Should I eliminate the life of my new guy X is talking to? Honest questions. I'm really ready to do... Wait, what? If you need to talk to somebody for help, dude, do that. I'm probably not the person to do that. Should I eliminate my guy my ex is talking to? No. The answer is no. Move on, dude. You'll be good. You'll be fine. I don't know if that's genuinely like an honest question, but it's an obvious answer if you need it. Dude, get help. Make smart decisions. I hated the term, there's always more fish in the sea. I hated that term. Because you're like, but I want this fish. Okay? But the truth is, like, let time heal. Let time heal. You'll be alright. you know? I remember my ex, like, 6 years ago. She was my universe, dude. My world fell apart. I got into debt because of her. I made stupid decisions because of her. And now that I have my amazing, awesome wife who loves me, who supports me, plays video games with me, who's gorgeous, who's just, like, a bigger Star Wars and Lord of the Rings fan than even I am, I'm just like, she's so cool. And I'm like, why did I let that trip me up in the past, you know? Why did I let those things bother me in the past? Like, I should have known that, like, it was gonna be alright. Like, God had a plan, and there was someone out there who was better for me, you know? So, my advice to you will just be stay patient, sit on it, don't do anything stupid. You're gonna be okay. And it's okay that it sucks for a little bit. Wait a... Oh, I remember this. Don't I need to, like, go up? Oh, I just need to hit this. And then he's like, actually, you need to do one more. Basketball fan said, yeah, needed to hear that. Yeah, for sure, man. Just reach out to people. Not everybody's going to be nice. Not everybody's going to look to help you. But yeah, you know, every once in a while reach out and some people will be willing to hear you out and try to help you out. All right, so, man, I love Zelda games. I know, man. You're a Kobe fan that also loves Zelda games. You are my person. I love you. Let's see here. Jessica says, Alasia is awesome. I love chatting with her. Yeah, absolutely. I do, too. When we met, we just connected over nerd things, and then I got to know her, and I'm like, she's just a cool woman overall. Oh my god, I never asked Acolytes, what do you guys think about it? We don't like it. I mean, to be fair, we've been checked out on, like, all things Star Wars for a while. We've honestly been checked out since, like, The Last Jedi. I mean, and can you blame me? Like, I was a Luke Skywalker fan. So once they kind of, like, changed up his character, had him try to kill his nephew, like, just really just kind of ruined him, I was kind of pretty much, like, emotionally checked out after that. Because I loved Luke. And then even, like, Mark Hamill hated what they did to, like, Luke Skywalker, so I know I'm not weird for thinking it. So now we're not crazy about it. Basically, just Disney Star Wars in general, we're not crazy about it. Because my wife, she's a huge Star Wars EU fan. So the extended universe and all the lore and all that, she loves that. So basically from the jump, when Disney was like, we're going to decanonize all that and just do our own thing, they were already like starting off on a bad note with her. Because the EU, there's so many cool stories to it. If you're a Star Wars fan, like, a lot of that is like really worth reading. I don't blame you. I don't like it either. Yeah. If you like it, though, I mean, again, people are allowed to like whatever they want. I'm not going to tell you, like, you're not allowed to like it. I might say it sucks, because I genuinely think it sucks. But if you like it, I'm not going to judge you for it. It's whatever. You're allowed to like what you want. I know. I can't believe they even missed the High Republic era. Yeah, for sure. And just even, like, the Thrawn. Oh, my gosh. The Thrawn, like, trilogy could have been so awesome. It's just why Disney? Anyway, getting off topic again. I love how these streams just like we're all over the place. We're just all over nerd culture and nerd sphere in general. It's awesome. I'd rather go skydiving, which I know Alasia doesn't want to do, without a chute. I'd rather go skydiving without a chute than subject myself to the acolyte. Yeah, she's harsher than I am, and I feel like I was pretty harsh. Stay focused, Johnny. All right. Trying to. Where is this new one? Where did he tell me to go? Okay, it's way down here. That's right. Oh, but I could fast travel, right? Yeah, I think I can just fast travel there. I like The Force Awakens, though. I did like it. I liked it at first. My brother did point out to me after I saw it in the theater, he's like, you do realize it's basically just like A New Hope just rehashed, right? And I was like, oh shoot. Like, I thought about it and I was like, all right, like the Death Star and how they set up the story and all. It really was. I was like, okay, well, that's a good point. I still kind of enjoyed it. Good nostalgia bait and everything. I really liked it, but... And they set up things. That's the thing. They set up stuff like, you thought it was going to be like... Like, what's his name's characters? Finn. Finn's character should have been fantastic. Like a stormtrooper, gone good guy, who is force sensitive. That is gold. He should have been either the main character or the second main character. And they should have done more with him, but he ends up just like screaming Rey loudly and being pretty much helpless. It was so bad. But it's set up like if you wrote it a different way after A Force Awakens, you could have had something awesome. You really could have done something awesome, but yeah, they kind of botched that. Part of that was the fact that, all right, let's start it with J.J. Abrams. All right, now let's go to Rian Johnson. All right, now let's go back to J.J. Abrams. That was stupid. They should have just had one director who could have like saw his vision through, and it probably wouldn't have ended up the disaster that it was. How cool would a live-action Thrawn trilogy be, made by George Lucas, of course? Yeah, for sure, for sure. We were too harsh on George for the prequels. I still don't like really love the prequels. I love Revenge of the Sith. My wife really loves the prequels. She's like a prequel era person. I'm more about the original trilogy. But now I'm like, God, I was way too harsh on the prequels. I appreciated STR. Yeah, man, you're absolutely right. She's awesome. Finn, traumatized by the death of fellow stormtrooper, enthusiastically mows down stormtrooper. Yeah, it's just stuff like that, man, where you start thinking about it and you're like, this is not well written. It could have been good though. It could have been good. It was set up like that. Like one of the big issues they had was also Kylo Ren. I like Adam Driver. I think Kylo could have been cool, but what they did was fundamentally like screw him up as a villain, because a villain needs to feel imposing. A villain needs to feel intimidating. You need to be watching the movie feeling like, oh God, I'm nervous because our good guys can die to this villain. We feel like he might win, like Thanos in Infinity War. That dude frickin' won at the end of Infinity War. And even if he didn't win, you got the impression that, like, this dude's formidable, dude. He's more powerful than all of our guys. So what do they frickin' do in Force Awakens? Immediately, they have Kylo lose. They just have him lose, like, right out the gate. And then every frickin' time Rey fights him from that point on, he just loses. So what that does with your villain is it just immediately castrates him. It just makes you go, I'm not scared of this guy. He's not intimidating. He's not formidable, you know? That's bad writing. So anyway, that's my TED Talk. Like, I know The Walking Dead fell off, but, like, that character Negan, having him come in and kill major characters, which maybe they were a little too major, but having him come in and immediately show that, like, you don't mess with this dude, that's how you set up a villain. You know, is really communicate, you don't mess with this guy. Meanwhile, Kylo, he'll lose to just some random chick with no training at all. She grew up on a farm, doesn't matter. She fights with lightsabers better than he does. What? Like, for me, that's less of a complaint about Rey, which it still is. But that's more a complaint about Kylo. Like, that's ridiculous. Kylo Ren is kind of cool in The Force Awakens, I thought. He was at the beginning, but he shouldn't have lost at the end of the movie so quickly. Like, yeah. Anyway, I said my piece. You know where I stand. Alright, so I'm going to need to land in water because I don't have my thing yet. I was kind of nervous. I'm like, I hope this water's deep enough. Never liked him. He was a bad Vader to me. Yeah, exactly. But I thought he could have been a good one if they just wrote his progression a little bit better, made him a little bit more formidable and stuff. The concept of him trying to be like Vader's legacy, that's interesting. You could go somewhere with that. Just don't have him keep taking nothing but L's. Who's your favorite fictional character of all time? Obviously, I like Samus and Link. I like Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. And Rick Grimes. Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead. Because Rick Grimes is like, he's probably my overall favorite. I used to be a huge Walking Dead fan before that kind of dropped off. I have all the Walking Dead comics and everything. But I like Rick Grimes because, no, I think I'm going to run out of time. Yep, I did. I like Rick because he's like, he's a leader, he's a father. He has this character arc where he, at a certain point, he just becomes this dangerous guy that you don't mess with, who's willing to go to extents that he once wasn't willing to go to because he'll do anything for his family. I'm like, he's the guy I want to be. I want to be that kind of guy. So that's why I immediately just like loved Rick and gravitated to Rick. And once upon a time, I was actually like trying to get into police work too. So there was that. I did like the physical agility test and the written test and all that before I decided, nah, I don't want to do police work. I eventually steered away from that, but there was a while where I entertained that. Jessica says, I really do like the Sky Island music. Yeah, it's pleasant. All right. I need the 4th heart container right now. I'm going to exchange it. I'm going to exchange it and go back to 3 hearts. I'm not cheating. I just need to get through the store. Fun fact, ignore all the fiction of water breaking your fall. At a certain point, height landing in water would you... Yeah, no, for sure. Link's freaking dead. If he lands in... I don't care what angle you land at, you're dead. But hey, that's at least more believable than falling from any distance and rolling to cancel all damage, because that's what Link used to do. In Ocarina of Time, you didn't need water. You just had to roll. Oh, I see. Well, I was just continuing my sentence, but thanks for letting us know. I'm sorry. I thought that was a question. Who's my favorite fictional character? I see. No, Vader is fantastic to have as a favorite fictional character. Because that's what they did with Vader. He was set up in A New Hope as this dude you don't mess with. And then in Empire Strikes Back, he really wins. Like, the Empire wins. And he eventually doesn't fall till the end of the trilogy. So that was like a good arc for a villain, you know?
Receiving their blessings.
Very simple stuff.
I've mitigated some of the corruption's effects. Though our time together has been brief, I am so happy that we finally met.
Me too, Bunny Man.
You are exactly as Zelda said. I've done everything I can for her. Now it is up to you.
Is this kind of a weird observation? I almost feel like I like Link in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but I almost feel like he even emotes less than, like, he was very like in Skyward Sword. they really made him emote a lot. Like, you could see, like, excitement, you could see disappointment, you could see, like, Link feels a little bit like they almost took a step back from Skyward Sword, where he's a little bit more of a plank of wood. Most games, Link's like that, but I felt like Skyward Sword kind of stepped away from that a little bit and made him emote a little bit more. Scutless says, fun fact, 99% of the time whenever someone says fun fact, the next thing they say is not, in fact, fun. Hey, I don't know. That fact you shared, was it you that shared it about bombs earlier? I thought that was fun. I think Disney is overusing him, kind of. Yeah, exactly. Because they have to. Until they have characters that people really love in Star Wars, like, you don't see merch for, like, Rey or Finn or Poe, you know? They still sell, like, Luke and Leia and that sort of thing. So they have to go with what's popular. So that's why they're just using them so much, because it's the things that work making them money. That was so nice. They play. You have to have gone through Skyward Sword fairly recently, but there was a split second there where they played Fi's theme from Skyward Sword right as he picks up the Master Sword. That was so well done. That's so good. I love that. I love those little details. They are good about those details in this game. I remember when they showed that in the trailer, and Zelda holds the Master Sword, and that's when I was like, I thought they were going to do an Echoes of Wisdom there. I was like, oh shoot, are we playing as Zelda for a portion of this?
Link, you must find me.
So do we assume that's the actual Zelda saying that there, or imposter Zelda? I wonder. Okay, I'm pretty sure I have to land in a body of water here, because I don't have my, I don't have my thing yet. Should I go challenge the Gleeok? Where was it at? Where was it at? Where was it at? I can't find it. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, he's over there. Right there. It's kind of a long ways away, though. Maybe I shouldn't do that. With three hearts, with sticks, and frickin' tree branches. Take on this big epic three-headed dragon. I think I was supposed to go the other way. This is bad. Gosh dang it. Do I have stamina anything? Oh, you have to cook it. Alright, well, frick. Dang it. Link dives down from the Sky Island on a quest to save Zelda. Drowns. Immediately drowns. Alright, I am landing right next to the edge here. How embarrassing now, right? Okay, so where's Lookout? So Lookout Landing is over there. But these shrines just being here, you can't not get shrines at the beginning. Chris is playing Fortnite, nice. Bad luck. The only thing that can make it worse is if an NPC freaks out and kills you because you stepped on her flowers. Dude, I hate that part. Oh my god, I hate that part. She is so annoying. The amount of times I have tried to blow her up, slash her, whatever. I'm so sick of that chick. She's more powerful than Ganondorf. You could do nothing to harm her, and she could just end you instantly. Ugh. STR says, we got to get another bet going for Nuggets vs. Lakers. You won in 2020. I won last year. Yes, you did. And this year, I don't think we had one, probably because we both knew the outcome. Yeah. Yeah, I was not willing to take that bet this year. Or last year. Nor this year. I'm not very confident in Bronny James. Oh my god, that quest. Yeah, exactly. It's so bad. Alright, let's see. How much longer am I going to do this? I'm going to start doing this regularly. It won't be very long before I continue this playthrough. I'll get to Lookout Landing. Maybe I'll start heading towards... in the direction of the Wind Temple. And then I might look to wrap up the stream sometime after that. Because I've been going for what now? Like a couple hours? No. What am I doing here? Actually, it's probably fine, right? Come on. Come on. Nope, nope, nope. Get up, Link. Get up, Link. Go! Alright, that'll work. That's going to be long enough, but I still have the previous one. Yeah, that's dumb. Whatever, maybe I'll just be lazy and just go with it. That'll work. I'm such a redneck when it comes to this stuff. Just slap it together, duct tape it, that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. Do one there. And do one here. Let's see here. Last one, someone asked me to marry them so they can get a Visa green card. I laughed because at least they were honest. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what you're getting out of that. hot? So funny how some people are just something as big as that. They're like, hey, will you marry me? Dang. That's crazy. I think you should get to know the person first and not just do it for green cards. That's my opinion. But has anyone in chat seen the new Twisters? We're seeing it for a third time this week. Yes, we are. I said I said redneck, and she's like, Twisters. That movie was that is a fun movie. We are gonna go watch it again. Super fun movie. I gotta say something that might like piss off people who are nostalgic about the Twisters from the 90s. It's way better than the first movie. We rewatched the Twisters from the 90s again recently. It's so corny, dude. It's, oh my god, it's so corny. It's so cheesy. You can't hold the fact that the CGI wasn't as good back then. Like, of course, that's gonna be a thing. But like, it just wasn't that well written, and the characters were like kind of hard to root for. In this new movie, it's actually it's a lot of fun, and the characters are more likable. Nice to know the highly important values associated with the sacred act of marriage are still with us today. Yeah, right, right, Scutless. Green card. I haven't, and I don't want to, but if it comes to a recommendation, I will. I do think it's tons of fun. I recommend it, but if you're not interested in it and don't want to do it, I'm not going to tell you you have to. But it's fun. If you're looking for a movie that's just like good, wholesome fun, it is. I still have some nostalgia for the 90s one, but it's like, it's not a great movie. It's possible to have nostalgia for things that aren't that great. Example, the Mario Brothers live action movie for the 90s. Very nostalgic about it. Very terrible movie. Somewhat disrespectful to the Mario franchise. So many movies I grew up with and loved are cheesy as hell. Yeah, for sure. A good example of that is like, remember the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie? That one was good. The first one is just genuinely a good movie. Like, it is emotional. It is well acted. It's intense. It's kind of heavy, like the first movie. The Teenage Mutant, I think it's 1989, I think is what it was. I can't remember the exact year, but that one's good. The second one is just cheesy. It's just cheesy, dumb fun. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. And the third one, I barely even remember it. I saw it one time as a kid, and I hated it as a child. I was like, if it's so bad I hate it as a child, you know it's bad. Like Mortal Kombat, the first movie, I liked that as a kid. The sequel, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, I was like 7 years old, and like just cursing about how bad this movie was. Yeah, I remember that movie. Yoshi was just straight up a velociraptor. It was so bad. I think it was because back then, they just had this idea, like, they just, like, hated source material to a certain extent. They were like, nobody's gonna like a Mario movie that looks like a Mario movie, so we have to ground it in realism. Like, Yoshi needs to look like an actual dinosaur. No, Yoshi doesn't need to look like an actual dinosaur. Koopa's gotta be like this evil human boss, but no, he could be a giant turtle monster. Genuinely.
Okay, now where have you been? Linky, you're not a ghost, are you? Hey, that looks interesting. Phew. One step at a time.
Mortal Kombat OG version was cheesy but fun. Yeah, no, I was going, get over here. STR, I actually never saw the newer Mortal Kombat movie. I don't know how that just evaded me. I haven't seen it yet, the new one. Was it good? I still kind of want to see it. But yeah, the OG
So when
one
you
was
and
kind of
Princess
fun
Zelda go
and
beneath
dumb, but
Hyrule
Annihilation,
You discover a mysterious
they
monkey.
recasted a bunch of people and then like killed not Liu Kang,
Suddenly
Johnny
we're
Cage
enemies.
like 5 minutes into the sequel. It was so dumb.
Then Zelda falls into a fissure and vanishes.
Don't. Oh
That
wow,
must have
it's
been
bad,
when
huh?
the castle rose and the ruins fell. Then later you wake up on a sky island, saved by the arm that was
Hated
stuck
it.
to the mummy.
Let me know why you hated it.
You get the Purapad from an unusual creature. And learn that your new arm belonged to someone named Rauru.
Do you think the Zelda movie will be
Master Sword
good? I
disappears.
don't. I kind of don't even care because I've wanted a
You
live
hear the
action Zelda since
princess's
I was a
voice.
kid, so I'll be happy to
Find
see it
your
no
way.
matter what. Wow, I don't know about that. If it's horrible, I won't be happy it exists. I'll wish it didn't. Like Dragon Ball Evolution is a thing, and I wish that didn't exist. Of course, nobody was hoping for live action Dragon Ball, so that's a little bit different. But do I think it'll be good? I don't know. I've kind of always envisioned. I remember watching Lord of the Rings when I was young and just being like, now just imagine Zelda done right, you know. So it's. I have hope that a live action one could be awesome. I know Nintendo really keeps stuff on a tight leash, so I'm not worried about them not respecting the source material or that sort of thing. I think they'll do all of that. I don't think there's going to be stupid, dumb, forced Hollywood messaging in it or anything. I think it's going to feel like a Nintendo film. So I'm not worried about that. Is it going to work for live action? Am I a little worried about the casting? Yes, for sure. Wes Ball directing it. I know people were debating whether or not he's a Zelda fan. I almost made a video about it because that's one criticism and one critique of him I'm not worried about. People were saying he's not a genuine Zelda fan, you know, because there was like that moment where he was on the red carpet and they asked him, what's your favorite Zelda game? And he just thought about it, he thought about it, he thought about it, and then he was like, you know what, it's better that I don't say. And people were like, he literally can't name a Zelda game. And I genuinely don't think that's what that was. I don't think he just couldn't name a Zelda game. I think that Nintendo are psychopaths. Like, Netflix was originally supposed to do something Zelda related. Like, they were supposed to do a Zelda film. Netflix. And isn't she supposed to show up now? Netflix leaked it, it got out in the news, and Nintendo was so pissed off about that they said, we're not doing a movie with you anymore. So if he potentially, like, gives away the plot, if he potentially, like, says, oh, his favorite Zelda game is Breath of the Wild or Ocarina of Time or something like that, and part of that is actually in the movie, that could genuinely, like, anger Nintendo. And then if you go and you look at Wes Ball's Twitter, he was talking about Zelda games years and years and years ago. Like, all the way back to, like, 2016, he was talking about how much he loves Zelda. So I genuinely believe that the director of the movie is a big Zelda fan. Has he played, like, all the games and can carry a conversation as well as the rest of us? Probably not that much. But I do believe he's a Zelda fan. So that part I'm not worried about as much as as many people, because I know a lot of people are concerned about that. Scutless says, Dragon Ball Evolution did do one good thing for us, though. It got Toriyama back into drawing because he didn't want Dragon Ball to end with that movie, and he gave us modern Dragon Ball Renaissance. Yeah, exactly. Yep. That is very true. Very true. Alright, let's see here. I'm not doing this yet. I do need to blow open the cave, though. Can I do this yet? I thought this is where I was going to exchange the heart for the stamina wheel, but I don't remember how to get in there yet. I don't like Dragon Ball Super either. Yeah. The Jiren arc was better. I think Dragon Ball Super, like, I think it rushes some things. Like, there's too many transformations, there's too many power-ups. They don't understand, like, how you really got to take your time with something for Dragon Ball related stuff. Like, Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball, like, it had a lot of filler, for sure. But, like, take Snake Way, for example. Part of what made Snake Way so special was the fact that it felt like such a long and exhausting journey for Goku to get to King Kai. So by the time he finally does and returns back to Earth, you feel like you've been on a long, rigorous journey with him. You know? You feel like, all right, we've powered up. We've gotten somewhere. But now it's like, there's Super Saiyan Blue. There's Super Saiyan Rose. There's Super Saiyan God. There's Ultra Instinct. There's just like, they're doing too much too fast where it's almost like doesn't feel earned, you know? And that's the part that like bothers me is, but to be fair, Dragon Ball Z was kind of getting that way at the Buu Saga anyway when they introduced like Super Saiyan 3 and the fusions and all that. So it was kind of already getting there already, but Super is just even more ridiculous in that direction. I genuinely like Dragon Ball Super, though it would have been better if the animators hadn't been forced to work under such atrocious production schedule. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So am I ready to go to the depths? Yeah, I think I'm going to go to the depths. Man, we have touched on, like, so many different nerdy things. It's been amazing, this stream. I wish I could be excited about the Disney Plus Aragon series. I know Pellini is in control, but I still don't trust anyone at Disney. Yeah, I need to read more of Aragon. Again, you got me into it and I got started, but I didn't stay up on top of it. Yeah, but it's so hard nowadays. It's like you want to be excited about like a new IP coming out, but like you've seen so many of them fail that you're like, I'm cautious, very cautious. Well, I gotta go get ready for work. Good to see everyone, and I'll see you in the comments, Johnny. Sounds good, bro. And then, yeah, I'll start streaming on the basketball channel, hopefully soon too, so we can chat more about that. I think I'll do the shrine real quick. Dude, what we haven't talked about on this stream, playing this game, is the Gloom Hands. That would be a good video. Oh, okay, I know. Frick. I just ran through it briefly. I never saw that. I never seen that little prompt before where he talks to you. Like the scariest Zelda enemies ranked. Like, let me know in the chat, because I know we got Zelda fans in the chat. What is the scariest, like, moment in a Zelda game or scariest enemy? Basketball fan says, what's your basketball channel? What? No way. There's no way you are on my Zelda and Metroid channel for Zelda and Metroid, but your name is Basketball Fan and you don't know about my basketball channel? That's crazy. That's amazing. It's called Johnny Arnett. I do basketball history. That's what I do. So it's just my name, Johnny Arnett. Let's see here. The Gloomhams scared the poo out of me. Yeah. Gloomhams are nuts. Okay, so wait a minute. I can't get across there, so I have to go through here. Okay. Gloomhands. There's also Dead Hand, which is like that's the enemy in Ocarina of Time that has like the long neck and it's just like walking to you, waddling to you like this, and it has all those hands that come out of the ground that grab you. That thing was terrifying when I was a kid. Holy crap. Ugh. That thing was creepy. So yeah, there's Gloom Hands, there's Dead Hand. I know there's a lot of them. Skyward Sword has, what does it have? The Spirit Realm, where you have to collect all the tears, and like, if they spot you, everything like turns red, the music gets terrifying, and they're chasing you. Oh, that one's scary. Oh, you're Arnett. I was wondering why in the world I was subbed to this channel. You sound different, bro. Yeah, exactly. Part of it, I get that a lot whenever I'm live on the mic. One is I'm not reading off a script, so I don't sound like a robot anymore. Two is I'm usually, when I'm recording videos, I'm just talking into my laptop mic, but when I do these streams, I'm talking into my Blue Yeti microphone. So it's a different microphone, a different room, and I'm not reading, you know, so not reading a script. So there's like 3 or 4 reasons why I just sound very different. Wow, I'm doing this like a moron. Oh my god. Alright, back it out. Okay. For me, the scariest Zelda enemy is either the Gloom Hands or the Wall Masters. Wall Masters are creepy too. Scared the crap out of me as a kid, but I think it has to be Gloom Hands. Yeah, so I think that's like a big factor in like how scary they are. Is let me just do this. Okay, now rewind and then ascend. It's like how punishing the enemies are. So for example, like, oh, come on, Johnny. Oh, I'm so good. The Wall Masters, like the hands that drop down and grab you, they are extra terrifying because if they grab you, they take you all the way back to the beginning of the dungeon, dude. Like, that is brutal. And so it's not just about like how scary they are, but it's about how punishing they are, you know? Like this? Am I? Oh, just like that. Okay, cool. Apparently I've been subbed for years. Didn't expect you to look like that either. Everybody says that too. Like, I think it's because like my videos, when I read off the script, I'm so soft-spoken. So the last thing they expect is like a big bearded dude who's like 6'3", 225 pounds. Like, they think I'm like this 5'7" dude with like no hair on my face. Like, you know, who's just like a total nerd. Yeah. So yeah, it's just because when I read, I'm so soft-spoken. Would have never known Johnny Boy had a bad breakup 60 years ago. It was bad. It was bad. It's bad. That one lifted me up. Ah, I appreciate that, man. I'm glad I could encourage you a little bit. Yeah, no, it's my advice, and I think advice is a lot of people would agree with in the chat, is never make one person your entire universe because you lose yourself. So unhealthy things are bound to happen when you wrap up all of your joy, self-worth, and happiness into one person. I love my wife with all my heart, but she knows that I have goals and ambitions and things I want to do in my life beyond just her. And she likes me more for that. If my world was just her, like only her, she would be attracted to me a lot less, because women want men on a mission. You know, women want men with goals. So it's healthier for you, healthier for whoever you're going to end up with in the future. But it's hard in a dangerous game. And sometimes codependency happens, you know? So, anyway, back to Zelda. Oh! Wait. Oh! I don't have the thing yet! I don't have the parasail yet. I was dead the instant I jumped in there. Gosh dang it. I have to go back to Lookout Landing. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but I'm terrible at talking and playing games at the same time. I'll get better. I've just been out of the habit of streaming. I was hitting it too, Jessica. I was hitting it. I was like, get the sail out, get the sail. I don't have it. Scottless says, all right, it's 10 p.m. in my area, so real life is calling. See y'all later. Later, Scottless. Thank you so much for hanging out, man. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna hang it up here pretty soon and save. But it's been a fun stream. It's been so good to catch up with people that I haven't seen in a while. Yeah, and I'm happy to see how many of you guys are now hanging out on YouTube. I was worried that some of you wouldn't come over from Twitch, I mean. Hard to break out of that fallout. Yeah, for sure. Basketball fan, for sure. You'll thank yourself, though. Alrighty. Anyway, back to Zelda. Dies. I know. I'm treating it like Dark Souls. What is going on here? Okay, so how do I cue the prompt? Do I have to talk to her again? I'm gonna go talk to her again. Give me my flotation device.
What?
This is the problem when you don't actually read what they tell you to do. If the princess really did tell you to find her, you'd be so quickly. Oh, you want me to go to Hyrule Castle? Alright. Off to the castle. I just started smacking her with a rock and a stick for the fact that I wasn't paying attention. So, it isn't too exciting in the beginning, because again, I illegally have a fourth heart, which I will be getting rid of. If I can't do it here at the castle, I could do it, I know I could do it at Hateno Village. I'll exchange that and get back to 3 hearts. And the other thing is, like, it's just not terribly challenging yet. But it's gonna get there for sure. The Jordan stat padding rumors, though, I saw your vid on it. I still think he's overrated defensively. Yeah, nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. You're free to think that. I just... Because even if you watch those games, he was just... Dude covered so much ground, dude. Nobody believes underscore says, yo, is that Zeltrate? What's up, dude? Good to see ya. Yeah, this is my first live stream from this channel. Trying to beat Tears of the Kingdom with 3 hearts. You have to get the 4th heart in the beginning, which is why I have it, but I am going to exchange it for stamina. But yeah, it's good to see you. I want to start streaming over here regularly because I play Zelda and Metroid games all the time, so might as well like play and talk about it with you guys. Figured why not? Okay, what is... Oh, you just want me to dodge. Okay. Come on. Alright. I'm not gonna hit you any more times unnecessarily damaging my weapon. But yeah, I am gonna wrap it up pretty soon because we have been live for a couple hours, but I've been asking chat throughout, and let me know, guys, what you want me to stream next, and even, you know, at some point after that. Jonathan was in here earlier. I believe, yeah, he's still in here. He was saying he wants to see Twilight Princess, so yeah, I think that'd be fun. Do you think LeBron was ever the best defender in the world, though? Yes, in 2012. If you look at my video about the 2010s, about the real DPOYs, I'd give LeBron 2012. Tyson Chandler won it that year, and I break down why I think that didn't make sense. Okay, wait a minute. What am I supposed to do here? Okay, do you just want an arrow? Is that what you want? You want an arrow? Ah, I missed the prompt. What do I need to do to you? Actually, if I let him hit me, is he gonna... What am I supposed to do here? Why is Zelda fan and not a Mario or another IP? I like Mario. Perfect guard. Oh, parry. Okay, parry. Alright. I don't know. I just like the fantasy element of Zelda a lot more than the plumber universe of Mario. And Metroid, I love that sci-fi, man. I like Samus, but I also played the very first Metroid game and the very first Zelda game. So every once in a while, people will like recommend to me, like Metroidvanias, but I really don't have as much interest if they aren't actually Metroid itself. Man, do I struggle to play and read at the same time. Good lord. When I told my buddy I'd replay all of the Metroid stuff except Other M, he said I gotta do it, and I said I'll do it the day you replay Zelda 2. Yeah, no, dude, listen, if anybody likes Metroid Other M in the chat, it's fine, but I hate it with a burning passion. I hate it so much, it made Samus unlikable, which is ridiculous. How do you make Samus unlikable? I hate Other M. Having Team Ninja involved, I love Team Ninja for Ninja Gaiden. That was never going to work, them being involved in Metroid Other M. My least favorite Metroid game of all time. What other consoles do you play outside of Nintendo products, and would you ever mod your Switch? I honestly don't even know, like, how. I do have 2 Switches, though, because I got the OLED, so I would potentially mod the previous one. I would consider that. Yeah. But again, I don't even know how to do that. Somebody would have to walk me through that. What do I play outside of it? I have an Xbox Series X. Admittedly, I play my Switch the most. I play a little bit of 2K, Halo, Fortnite, let's see what else. Dark Souls, Elden Ring, games like that. Did anybody think this was the real Zelda? Like, didn't we all know from the jump? We're like, that's not Zelda. Why is she talking so weird? They gave her like this weird, like, I don't know, mumble in her voice. It's so odd. And she was just doing weird stuff from the jump. I'm like, okay. I've seen this song and dance before. This ain't Zelda. Yeah, being a big basketball fan, what do you think of 2K as a simulation? I take it you don't play My Team or My Player modes. I did it years ago, but not much. Now it's just simulation. The simulation stuff's just fun, but it's, you know, wildly inaccurate a lot of the time, but it's still fun. We're actually running some simulations on the basketball channel pretty soon of my, like, Ultimate Team series and that sort of thing. Yeah, Jessica said I knew it wasn't her. Yeah, exactly. Other M isn't actually bad in Japanese, but the translations were awful. Yeah, that's a huge part of it. Actually portrays Samus like her character actually is in other games, but it's still very fun. Yeah, and the story itself, like, isn't terrible, because I do love the Metroid manga, and a lot of it is in line with the manga. What do you think the Lakers' record will be next year? It's gonna be bad. I don't think Anthony Davis is gonna be healthy for as long as he did this last time. I think if Bronny gets minutes, that'll be a mistake. Significant minutes. Heck, any minutes is probably a mistake, but I would say 45 and 37. If you factor in some Anthony Davis injury as well, because there's no way he's playing over 75 games again. There's just no way. Yeah, I think they're going to be a bubble team once again. Basketball fan, while I'm headed to Fed, thanks for being a cool-ass dude. Go Pistons. Yeah, go Pistons. I hope you guys bounce back from last year, man. Those quests were really fun, though. Which one are we talking about, Jessica? Quest? Finding Imposter Zelda? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you still talking about fantasy books with Alasia? That's probably what you're doing. Yeah, Imposter Zelda. Yeah, the funniest one was when you go around Death Mountain. Is like at the stable around Death Mountain, and she told everybody to just like go around naked. They're just all in their underwear. They're like, I don't know why Zelda told us to do this, and I'm like, what the heck was Ganondorf's like angle on this? Like, how is this actually harming them? So weird. Okay, so I think I'm good here now. I just needed to activate that cutscene. Now I can go back. Take damage from that. It really sucks not having your sail to like break your fall. Let's see here. One thing I thought was hilarious was when I first came across your basketball channel, since both of us say Prime is our favorite Metroid game, but my favorite team is Celtics and yours is Lakers. Yeah, we have everything in common except basketball, where we couldn't be more opposite. I gotta be honest though, this is the least invested, and it's obvious with my most recent videos, this is the least invested I've been with the Lakers in a long time. LeBron running the organization is just infuriating. Like hiring JJ Redick, drafting Bronny James, which again, I know he's a second round pick, but still. And just the fact that Jeannie doesn't seem to know what she's doing and lets LeBron just run the organization, I've been so frustrated. I've always been like a little bit less invested since like Kobe was out, but I was kind of into it in 2020 for a while, like especially leading up to the pandemic. I was so into it. I really enjoyed that team with AD, Danny Green, and all those guys. It was fun for a while, but man, just in the years since, it's been brutal. What I'm gonna do is I try to entertain the basketball talk a little bit, because I know a lot of the people who follow me over here are gonna be from my basketball channel. But I think at a certain point, I'm gonna start live streaming on the basketball channel itself, talk with people over there, and then when that happens, I'll try to keep us from chatting about basketball too much over here. That way, you guys at least have an outlet, you know. But until I do that, I don't want to deny you guys. This is how people say the Celtics have only won one title since 2008, but people never make fun of the Lakers before being relevant since 2010, basically. Yeah, because since then they only won in 2020. They've only won in 2020 after 2010, so I mean that's a good point. The thing about that Celtics team is they could have won more, but they were injured in 2009, and then, I mean, if you're a fan long enough, you remember, like, people laugh at me when I suggest it now. You guys losing Kendrick Perkins in Game 7 of the 2010 Finals was huge. We killed you in points in the paint, and we killed you in rebounds in Game 7. It's like, that was a big absence. Okay, so now I need to go talk to her again.
What?
Alright, finally. Now I'll get the parasail or whatever. It's funny, I'm trying to skip some cutscenes. They don't let you skip stuff in the beginning. Because I'm playing this on my other Nintendo account. So it's treating it like I've never done it before, which means I have to watch every cutscene.
Yeah. Check it. Woohoo!
Wait. Oh my gosh. That's why Mikey was saying that earlier. That's Pura. What's her name? Is her name like Paya? Who's the other one? What's her name? The one who runs Kakariko Village now in Tears of the Kingdom. The one who was like crushing on Link in Breath of the Wild. What is her name? I thought that's what he was talking about, and now I understand why he was like Pura in this game. Because in the previous game, she was like this little old lady who looked like a child. I was so confused. I was like, why does it matter what game? She looks the same. He was talking about her. Okay, okay. Yeah, basically, Pura's character, she was once an old lady, but she got like, she did this like lab experiment that went wrong, that turned her into a child, which you see her in Breath of the Wild. So she's an old lady in the body of a child. And then in this one, she grows up. So now she's like an old lady who looks like a young woman who's like hot. Very weird. Paya, yeah, okay. That's who I thought he was who he was thinking of, Paya. I was like, why do you need to clarify which game it is? She's like the same in both games. No, that clarification was very necessary.
Yeah.
Did you know the Celtics were actually leading by 13? And oh, bro, I watched it live. I was watching live. I'm 34 years old. I was watching that game live. I thought we were screwed. Yeah, no, that was a big comeback. And I've watched it several times since then. That was such a good game. I'll delve into basketball just a little bit, but the thing that drives me nuts about that game is how everybody says that Kobe shot 6 of 24. Because everybody shot like crap in that game because the refs put away their whistles. Like, it was just, it was intense. So, anyway. Paraglider. Keep calling it parasail. Paraglider.
Yeah.
These things are cool. These towers, but I definitely prefer the towers in Breath of the Wild more. They were just majestic, and the music in the for the towers in Breath of the Wild, it was so beautiful. It was really, really cool. Arcasul says, "All right, Johnny, I gotta head out. You take care, brother. How often are you going to be streaming, or is this once in a blue moon deal?" No, it's going to be often. I want to be doing this frequently, at least once a week, but maybe even 2 or 3 times a week. At some point, I'll come up with a schedule. It'll either be every Tuesday night, every Wednesday night, something, because I want people to know, like, if you want to see me go through this game, just tune in once a week at this time, and you can count on it. I haven't figured out what that is. I don't know. Maybe we'll just plan on next Tuesday night for now. But yeah, at some point I'll really settle on what that is. But at the very least, I'm going to do once a week, but probably 2 or 3 times, really. Zelda has the best video game music ever. Yeah, Zelda music is amazing. I will say, if there's one game that is non-Nintendo that I would put up there with Zelda music, it's Halo music. Back when Marty O'Donnell was a part of it for the original Halo trilogy, and even Halo Reach is really good too. Halo Reach is really good. Halo music is just amazing. So yeah, those are probably my favorites. Halo and Zelda. Metroid's definitely a little bit behind that. It's more of an acquired taste. It's definitely got like a weird, like, you know, sci-fi vibe to it, but I dig it. Some of the more chill tracks, like Talon Overworld and Metroid Prime, or Chozo Ruins, or, you know, Torvus Bog in Metroid Prime 2, those are good tracks if you're, like, studying. I remember when I was first started writing scripts for my basketball channel, when I had to, like, go to a coffee shop and I'd just start writing, I would just put my headphones in and I would just listen to, like, Metroid music on repeat. It was a vibe. I love gliding in this game, says Jessica. Yeah, for sure. Ooh, that's a good idea, babe. My wife says you should have a Zelda night and a Metroid night. Just a thought for that. No, that's good. That is very good. A Zelda night and a Metroid night. Yeah. No, I think that's good. Metroid's music are elite. Yeah, yeah. That was the one thing I thought was lacking with Dread a little bit. I love Metroid Dread. It's so good. The gameplay's smooth. The boss fights were great. The music wasn't quite up to snuff as it usually is with Metroid games. I thought that was a little bit lacking. And also, what is something you want to see in Prime 4 the most? I want to see Kraid so bad, bro. Yeah, especially because they were planning on bringing Kraid to Metroid Prime 1 and then scrapped him due to time constraints. You might know this already, but the Omega Pirate in Metroid Prime 1 was originally supposed to be Kraid, but because of time constraints and they couldn't do everything they wanted to do with the boss fight, like, there was supposed to be, like, a lot of platforming involved and all that, so they were like, all right, let's not do that. Let's scrap that, and let's just make it the Omega Pirate instead. So I do feel like Kraid being in a Prime game would be awesome. Is that what I want to see the most? Oh. I don't know if it's what I want to see the most. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. I'm not sure. I want good story, and I want the music to be as good as it usually is. I also want the lore to be up to the usual standards, because I know a lot of people play through Metroid Prime games without really digging into the lore, but the lore is rich, man. Retro Studios freaking put in work. That is awesome. That is like quickly becoming like my favorite part of the Metroid Prime trilogy, is just how deep and rich the lore is. I have a video called, it's probably the video I'm most proud of on this entire channel, the Zeltroid channel. It's called The Story of Metroid Prime Explained, and really does a good job of explaining the game and just really digging into the lore, so I would recommend that one. Because the first, like, probably like the first 3 or 4 times I went through Metroid Prime, I didn't take the time to really read and think about all the, like, the Chozo logs and all that, so I had, like, no idea what was going on. Get away from me. Get away from me. I learned that Kraid was replaced by the Rib Omega Pirate from your channel. Oh, there you go. Yeah, exactly. The depths remind me of the Toxic Jungle and Noska. I don't think I've played that game, if that's a game. I remember my buddy once wanted to play Prime, so I let him borrow mine, and he said it was his favorite game after he played it. Yeah, it's so good. My little brother tried it. He couldn't really get into it. Because I know, like, Metroid games are kind of a slow burn. Like, you have to get all the items and everything, and you know, you don't know how to use your power beam, or your charge beam at first. You don't know how to use Morph Ball. You don't have your freaking, you know, you don't have your bomb. You don't have your power bomb. You don't have it. It really takes a while for the game to get up to speed where you feel like a powerful unit as Samus. So, anyway. But yeah, Metroid games are awesome. Oh, it's a Ghibli film. Okay, yeah. I haven't seen that. I hear great things about just so many Ghibli films for a while. Okay, so I think I'm going to wrap this up here. When I start up the stream again soon, maybe Tuesday nights, but I think I'll want to play against before that. But I'll get a regular schedule at some point. I just need to settle on what that is. But I think we'll start moving towards the first temple, the Wind Temple, when I get back. So that'll be fun. I remember buying Prime. My family had Prime 2 and 3. Lost Prime 1 years ago. Oof. And got birthday money and spent friggin' $70 to buy the game. But I said, screw it. Yeah, oh, so you spent $70. You got the GameCube version, and then they came out with a remastered version soon after. Oh, brutal. I'm afraid that's what's going to happen, because I just spent way too much money to get the Wii U, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess. And I feel like the next Nintendo Direct that happens, you know, in like a month or two, they're going to be like, finally, you can play Twilight Princess and Wind Waker on the Switch. And I'll be like, dang it, I just wasted all that money. I just want, like, the pretty Wii U versions, you know? I have Wind Waker and I have Twilight Princess on the GameCube, but I want the pretty Wii U versions. So, is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. We talked about a variety of topics and stuff, and I will be doing this more often. This challenge isn't that exciting right now because, again, it's kind of just a normal playthrough up until a certain point. But it's going to get really challenging once I get to the temples and bosses and start intentionally skipping a lot of shrines because I'm not getting heart pieces. So, yeah. But thank you all for watching. Make sure to be paying attention to the channel and staying tuned for the story of Metroid Prime 2 explained. I'm going to do that pretty soon. I'm also going to do a trailer breakdown for Echoes of Wisdom for the most recent trailer. So, yeah, be giving a little bit of analysis for that. And as I mentioned earlier in this live stream, I will be introducing soon the Best of Zelda series, where I talk about, it's like a ranked video, where I talk about the best NPCs, the best boss fights, the best villains, the best companion characters, the best, you know, versions of Hyrule, the best iterations of Zelda, again, and so on and so forth. I think that's going to be a very fun series, and I'll certainly enjoy making those. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in a couple days or so.